Hello, let's talk about some tips and tricks to excel on the AP Spanish Language and Culture exam. And today we are going to focus on section 2A, which are the free response written section, which includes the email and argumentative essay. And today we'll focus on the email. So the email is interpersonal writing, which means you will read an email that someone wrote and then respond in writing. And you only have 15 minutes to do this, so it's a pretty short amount of time. And this is worth half of that 25%, so 12.5% of your total score on the AP exam. Let's look at some tips to do well on this section. So first off, you're going to read the email, and you should underline and take notes about everything you can related to the information in that section. So who wrote the email, in what context are they writing you? Are they asking you to participate in some kind of project or a survey? And what questions do you need to answer? To start off the email, you're going to start off with some pocket vocabulary. So some kind of formal greeting. In this case, I use estimado. For a feminine person, it would be estimada and then their name. Remembering that we're going to maintain formal register throughout this entire email, which means we're not going to use tú, we're going to use usted to show that formality. So instead of te agradezco, I'm going to say le agradezco por su correo, o le doy muchas gracias por su correo. Then we are going to have direct responses to all of their questions with appropriate elaboration, suggestion, or ideas. So what that means is if they ask for ideas, you want to give at least a couple of ideas in response to their questions. And this is a great place to level up your language. So I could say, le aconsejo que busque programas culturales en el centro de la ciudad, to show that you can use the subjunctive and also give a concrete suggestion. And then once you respond to all of the questions with suggestions or ideas, you want to ask at least 2 follow-up questions in your email. This is a great way to ask some clarifying information, or you could also suggest some other ideas in question form. So again, I could say, ¿sería posible recibir información sobre este proyecto durante la semana que viene? O me gustaría colaborar con este proyecto donde puedo encontrar más información. This does 2 things. Number 1, it accomplishes asking follow-up questions and showing you have that ability, but it also shows that you can use the conditional tense, which shows that you can level up your language to be more complex. You're going to finish up this email with a formal leave taking, such as atentamente, and then finish up that email. Something to keep in mind is if you want to do more than just pass this section and get a 4 or 5, you need to use compound or complex sentences, academic vocabulary, some kind of cultural reference, or even sneak the subjunctive in. So again, some examples of how to do that would be le aconsejo que, triggers the subjunctive. You could use me gustaría to get some conditional in there. And instead of saying really short sentences, combine sentences with conjunctions such as y, porque, además, those transition words to show that you can make the sentences flow instead of just be short. All right, last but not least, just some last tips to finish up. Remember, you have 15 minutes to read and respond, so read quickly, underline key info, and then be ready to respond. Remember, this is a formal email, so you should use usted. You have your formal greeting. You have lots of options to start off the email. You can start off with a topic sentence such as, es un placer poder responder a su correo. Me parece una idea perfecta establecer este proyecto en la comunidad. Remember, you have those 2 follow-up questions, and you can finish with a formal leave taking that concludes the email. Espero con mucha anticipación su respuesta, o estoy muy emocionada por trabajar y colaborar en este proyecto. And like we mentioned, to level up, getting past that 3 and into that 4 and 5 section, you want to use subjunctive, use some C clauses, use the conditional, or you could also sneak in some cultural references or idiomatic phrases. So if you know any specific cultural references to movies, literature, cultural practices in a Spanish-speaking country, that can help show your knowledge. And last but not least, just remember to pay attention to that time so that you do not run out of time. If you would like a cheat sheet about this, look at the link below.